right, guys, welcome back to Downtown Rams. As always, I'm your host, Alexis Kraft, joined here with my co host, Jake Ellenbogen, and we are continuing with our 2022 NFL Draft Prospect interviews. And joining us on the show right now, we have Khalan Tolson, linebacker from the University of Illinois. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
We're doing well, thank you. Happy to talk with you. And just to start off, just want to know what age you started playing football and when it became apparent that you could be doing this in the NFL one day.
I first started playing football at 7 years old. Started playing flag for a team called the Silver Raiders back home in St. Petersburg, Florida. When it became apparent to me that I could play at the next level, I would say my sophomore year in college, playing against Cal in the bowl game. I think that's when I really started to notice that I could really do this at the next level.
For sure. And growing up, did you watch a lot of the NFL? And if so, did you have a favorite player?
I definitely watched a lot of the NFL. One of my favorite players I used to watch as a kid growing up would probably be Sean Taylor. Now, I would say I like to watch a lot of Devin White. That's my favorite NFL player right now.
Now, Khalan, what made you decide to commit and play at Illinois?
Honestly, I've been fortunate enough to go to different campuses around the country. But once I got to Illinois, it was just different, a different vibe. And I just that's where I want to be. That's where I want to attend college. Plus, it was a great school academically to go to.
For sure. And say, an incoming recruit was listening to this or someone who's considering playing football at Illinois, how would you pitch the school to them as well as the football program?
As I would push the school to them just by saying that we have the largest alumni network in the nation. I think that gets a lot of people just knowing that you can connect in multiple ways after college, just having those contacts, and it's easy to get in touch with them just by having that Illinois family or all around the country. So that's how I would pitch it to them.
Now, playing in Illinois, you had plenty of, tough competition. Is there anyone that stands out to you as the toughest player that you went up against?
I would actually say every team we played against, because I feel like every team we played against was a pretty tough team. They got out there, and it wasn't just no cakewalk. They gave us a pretty good game. So I would just say kudos to the other teams we played against. It was always some tough competition in the Big Ten.
And now, this next question, I feel like I might already know the answer to because several of your teammates have said the same answer for this next question. But is there a favorite game that you played in during your college career?
Yeah, for sure. Mine would be Penn State from this last year. Just going up there, beating them on the road. They were number 7 in the country, and just shocking the whole world was pretty fun. It was my first time playing in that stadium, and I had a pretty good game. So that's my favorite game ever.
We typically get the Wisconsin game, so it's definitely a change there. But hey, I mean that makes a lot of sense. It's a huge win over Penn State. So I hear you there. Yeah. But in regards to playing the linebacker position, I understand that there are many important traits to playing that. But what is one in particular that stands out to you that is most important to playing the linebacker position?
To me right now in this new day and age of football, just because it's turned into a passing league, you have to be able to run. I think a lot of NFL teams are looking for linebackers that can kind of run now because you have these tight ends that could just absolutely go now and do some crazy stuff, just as good as a receiver. So that's what it'd be for me. I would say just being able to run.
And looking at yourself, what would you say is your biggest strength as a player?
For me, I would say my biggest strength as a player is just my versatility, being able to line up in the slot, play outside backer, play inside backer, because, I'm thankful enough to have, to be able to do it. I've done it all at this level, at the collegiate level. So that's what I would say for me.
And is there a certain area of your game you're looking to improve upon the most going into the NFL?
Not a certain area. I would just say I just like to sharpen my tools a lot. Just all around, just taking that next step into the next level.
And this next question is just kind of a fun question, but is there anyone in the NFL in particular that you're excited to match up against?
Um, being when I was little, I've been a Tampa fan all my life. Just being able to line up and try to sack or pick off Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, that would be pretty cool to me.
That's definitely when we get a lot.
Sure.
So I have to ask you, because we do cover the LA Rams during the regular season and parts of the off season. But have you spoken or had any contact with that organization throughout this process?
I don't believe I've actually talked to the Rams throughout this process. It's one of the teams that I haven't spoken with.
Hmm. Well, the good news and the weird news kind of about the Rams is that they have drafted players before that they literally have not ever talked to during the draft season. We have seen it a few times. So I always tell people, even if you haven't heard from them, it does not mean that they're not watching you and are not interested. They do things, I guess, a different way. But, to close this out, in your own words, who is Khalan Tolson as a person and who is he as a player?
As a person, I would say I'm a humble young man who's eager to learn, very coachable, has a high ceiling. And as a player, I would say I'm very hardworking, and just loves the game, is a student of the game, and will do anything to play at the next level. So that's how I would describe myself.
Absolutely. And I think it's a great answer. And kind of to wrap this thing up off the gridiron here, I'm going to ask you 3 recommendations for you to give Alexis and I that do not have anything to do with football, but rather we want a TV show, an album, and a snack. Let's see what you can give to us, things that we could check out.
All right. Okay. So snack, I'm going to go with some Lifesavers, the gummies.
Very good.
An album, I would say Kodak Black Institution because I'm from Florida. And what was the last one again?
The TV show.
TV show. I like cartoons a lot. I like kind of like throwback cartoons. So I'll probably say probably like SpongeBob or Phineas and Ferb. Because the older I get, I find it's crazy. I find SpongeBob being even funnier the older I've gotten.
That actually makes a lot of sense because if you don't know, SpongeBob was supposed to be like an Adult Swim show. And it actually, like, they loved it so much as like the potential of a kid's, cartoon, like comedy, but also they add layers that you notice when you get older and you're like, oh, that was really clever. So no, I understand because it's gotten funnier as like I've gotten older as well. I'll see it on TV and I'm like, I never thought of it like that. It's because it's built like for you to it's like the same thing as like those Disney Pixar movies. They always put those things in there where that's why parents like those movies so much. And it's cool. But I hear you there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I like SpongeBob too a lot. It's a very comforting show. It reminds me of my childhood whenever it's on. And I just feel very comforted. I used to watch it every morning when I was eating my cereal before school. So I like it. I think it's a great show. Other great recommendations as well. Now I really want some Lifesaver gummies because those are very good.
I love that you said gummies and not the hard candy.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Not a fan of the hard candy. It's not that great.
No, definitely a difference. But anyways, we really appreciate you coming on the show. We know it's a really busy time. We're 9 days away now from the NFL draft. So it's so close yet so far. And we wish you the best of luck. Please stay healthy. And we will be following you on your journey no matter where you go, whether it's the Rams or another team. We will stay fans and we're excited for you.
All right. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, Khalan. You take care. We'll be in touch. And like Alexis said, stay healthy.
All right. Sounds great.
Absolutely. Take care.
All right.